Hi, welcome back to Crafting a Country Life. I have a project today that I'd like to share that I am going to be uploading to Satmorn Makes, hashtag Satmorn Makes, hosted by Jill Norwood. And the project that I've completed for this week is a little booklet. It's a journaling booklet. And I've just tied it up with a piece of torn quilting cotton. So let's open this up. And I'll show you the booklet, and then afterwards I'll show you just a couple of things that I used inside to decorate. So the cover, this is the cover that I've created for this little folio. Here's the back side of it. These are the little, the newer gold puffy stickers that you can get at Dollar Tree. So I put some Maggie Holmes papers together. I did some stitching around each of these cards. And what I used to create the book is actually boxed cards. Hang on one second. Let me just grab the box of cards that I selected the cards from. I think it was it's a Maggie Holmes boxed card set. Now, I'm pretty sure that I got these at Hobby Lobby, and I've had them for a couple of years. But they're a Maggie Holmes boxed card set by American Crafts, 40 cards, 40 envelopes. So what I did was, I chose the cards that I wanted to use from this packet, and then just flipped them inside out this way, and then I glued them together back to back. So for example, here's another card. So I would put these back to back this way, and then they're glued on the white side. They're glued together, and then when you open, you get the full spread inside. So that's how I created the booklet. So it was fairly easy just to pull out the cards that I wanted and flip them over, inside out. So that's what I did, and then I layered some of the Maggie Holmes older collections. I had a couple of 6x6 pads. One was Bloom, and the other was Gather. So you're going to see a few of those papers in here. But I thought that they really had sort of an early 1940s, 1950s kind of a country floral decorating look to them. And they went well with some of the book pages and images that I included. So that being said, so there's the back, there's the front. I also stitched the cards before I glued them together. So there is stitching around the edges. Some puffy stickers, a little bit of Dollar Tree crochet cotton lace. Here's the first page spread right here. And again, just some of the little ephemera bits from those paper pads. And then I cut out and made some little pockets. This one has a little sticky note pad. And then, again, this is the more Maggie Holmes ephemera. And then I took some pieces out of an old sewing book, 1950s, 60s sewing book. I just cut up some of the old pages and included those as journaling bits inside the pockets. So that goes in there. This is a butterfly sticker that I had gotten in a package from Michael's a while back. Okay, so that's the first spread. Then we flip the page. The second spread is here. And again, you can see that Bloom paper underneath. Oops, some of these cards here. On this side, there are more ephemera bits. There are some journaling cards. There's a little felt flower that I cut out using my Big's dies. Some little fabric bits that I cut out. Journaling papers. And then an old book page with some hand stitching directions on it for doing embroideries. So I tuck those in with a paper clip, like so. And then on this side, there is a tag that has some stitching on it. I'll just show this to you a little bit closer up. This has a torn fabric strip at the top, and I tied it with some heavy twine. There's zigzag stitching around the bottom, the top edge here, and then I just did some collage work with old book pages and a little bit of gold spray paint, some little jemmies and lace glued on there, and so on. So that's the front, and this is the back of the card. And then just some ephemera bits. Some of these are die cuts, and others I had, you know, some packaged ephemera bits that I had in my stash. So these are, yeah, kind of pretty, and they go with the theme. So those are tucked in there. And then the next spread is here. You can see, again, these are the cards are in the background, stitched and glued together. Whoops, just bumped my camera accidentally. And then on this side, there's a little bead dangle, if you can see that, on the paper clip. I kind of went with a yellow theme here. There's a pretty little tag with some rickrack at the top. Okay, and then another journaling bit cut from an old sewing book. So that's tucked in there, and then I've got a little tip in here with some washi tape. Maggie Holmes Garden Party washi tape, for those of you that are familiar with her products. And some Maggie Holmes stickers that I'd gotten from a sticker book. And then inside the tip-in, I just put in a couple of vintage quilting squares pinned in with a gold safety pin. Whoops, get back in frame there. And there's the back side of that. And then, you know, old book page here in the corner with the scalloped edge, and then I just added some gem bits from a gem package that I purchased at Hobby Lobby. And then here's the next spread. This has a layer of organza going over the spread. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little bit shiny, just to kind of knock back the color of the pink a little bit. And then I put an ephemera bit on the left and use that as a little tuck spot for this card, little tag. And it's got a, well, you know, little ribbon at the top tied with some embroidery floss. Some buttons glued on, a fabric bit underneath this little Happy Souls Shine ephemera piece. I think the colors go pretty well together. And then over here, I left the side of the organza open, and then I tucked these die cuts inside there. Let me get this out so I can show you what I did. Here's a couple of them. Whoopsie, there we go. So these are tucked inside the organza. These are the die cuts that I created. This is an ephemera bit. A few more little die cut hearts with different sizes and shapes. So these will be fun for the recipient to use. And I just thought it was nice to have them tucked in behind the organza. It gives kind of a nice touch. And here's the last spread. And this side has another little pocket. This cardstock, again, is from the Gather and the Bloom 6-inch pads that I had in my stash. And here's an ephemera piece that came in with one of my ephemera packages, Maggie Holmes version. And then in the pocket here, I made another little tag with a cutout from an old sewing book. Get this a little closer. You can see. And I zigzagged the edges of it with my pinking shears and added some twine and a little hole reinforcement at the top. And here's a little bit of vintage style lace. Well, actually it's like an embroidered ribbon, I guess you could say. So that's tucked in there as well. And then I created this tag here with a piece of old pattern tissue and a couple of ephemera bits. These are also Maggie Holmes. I don't remember. Oh, I want to say Snow and Cocoa, but I might be wrong. The background tag that I had this tag I had die cut a while back, and I had it tucked into one of my drawers with my other tags, so I'm not quite sure. I don't recall which paper pad I got it from, but it looks a little like Snow and Cocoa. And then there's a double, I backed it twice to make the card a little bit thicker, a little more sturdy. So that is the end of the little booklet. We'll tuck these in here and close it up. There's the back again. So that's the booklet. And then I just wanted to share the old books that I used to get the journaling pages. This is an old Better Homes and Gardens ring-bound sewing book. And I got this one online fairly inexpensively, and the shipping was also very reasonable. It comes through Media Mail. I think it was either Thrift Books or Abe Books, ABEBOOKS.com. And they do have a lot of old books that you can purchase for very reasonable prices. And since I do journaling with these, it's nice to have a good selection of old papers from books that have, vintage images in them. And, I'm thinking that I could even at some point, when I've used up all of these pages, if I ever get that far, that, you could use the index tabs and alter them and create a whole new booklet with the ring-bound journal and use that as an art journal or what have you. So, and again, there's a lot of illustrations in these old books. These are obviously all sewing theme, but, you could pick up old cookbooks and things like that to also use to get good collaging bits from. Here's a section on children's sewing, and there's even some pretty, little images of little girls in vintage dresses and some, a few color pages sprinkled in here and there that you could use as well. So they're just so charming. So that's the first book that I used, and then the other book here, this is a little bit older. It has a hardbound cloth cover, a Singer sewing book, and again, very inexpensively. I paid $3 for this online, and then the shipping might have been $3.99. It was fairly inexpensive. So lots of good images and lots of text that you can cut pages out of to use in your own journal making and collaging and card making, any kind of paper crafts, really. I just love these images of the old, mid-century rooms with all the decor from the 1950s. Lots of fun. You can also alter these pages by stenciling over them. You can put texture pastes on them. You can do stamping on them. You can knock back the text a little bit by either spritzing them with some gesso or some spray paints, and then use the surface of that to add your own decorations to. So there's a lot of possibilities when you have these. Look at these beautiful vintage ladies with their outfits. Oh, so much fun. It'll be even fun to just sit and watercolor some of these and use them, for card making or what have you. So lots of fun. Anyway, those are two books that I picked up over the course of the past few months, and I've been using them in some of my paper crafting. So I've got my little bunny sitting here on my table. She brings me a lot of joy just to look at her cute little face. I'd like to make some more outfits for her and make some friends for her as well. Isn't she cute? This is a Tilda pattern that's available online for free. If you just search free Tilda patterns, it'll take you to her website, and that's where I printed off this free pattern to make this cute little rabbit. So it's just stuffed, and it's made out of quilting cotton. And I put a little blush on her cheeks. She's got a cute little face. Yeah, just used a Sharpie to give her a nose and eyes. And yeah, just made a simple little dress that's just gathered at the neck. You can see her little bow there, and yeah, really cute. So I can't wait to do a little bit more sewing, making a few more of these cute little rabbits. And I think that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed watching my video, and I should be coming back on again probably sometime later this week with another haul. I'm waiting for a few things to arrive in the mail. And then again, hopefully we'll have a project ready for next week's Saturday Morning Makes, and a shout out to Jill for hosting this. It's just been so much fun, and my goal has been to try to produce a little something each week, and I think I've pretty much met my goal for the past year of being able to do that, and it gives me some time to spend in my studio. What actually forces me to spend a little time on purpose in my studio every week, just to kind of fulfill that need to be creative, like so many of us really need to do. And there's often so many things that we have to do during the course of our week, and when you're working outside the home or in the home, you all know how busy we all can be. So, yeah, it's nice to have a little time dedicated each week, and I do put it in my calendar, and I try to make time to create every single week. So thanks again, Jill, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.